Shark Media.
Welcome back to another enthralling episode of TV in the Basement, the podcast that unearths the buried treasures, celebrates the classics, and dives deep into the unsung heroes of television history. I'm your host, Journey Joe Mitchell, and today we're delving into the hilariously underrated world of Police Squad. So fasten your seatbelts, put on your detective hats, and get ready for some slapstick humor, because we're about to explore the madcap brilliance of Police Squad. Police Squad, that's right, with the exclamation point, was a short-lived TV series that burst onto the scene in 1982. Created by the comedic genius duo of Jim Abrahams, David Zucker, and Jerry Zucker, the same team behind the iconic Airplane film, this show was a hilarious parody of police procedural dramas. Now let's set the stage. Police Squad starred the legendary Leslie Nielsen as Detective Frank Drebin, a bumbling but well-intentioned police officer. Drebin was a master of comedic deadpan delivery and had an uncanny ability to find humor in the most absurd situations. The show also featured the talents of Alan North as Captain Ed Hocken and Peter Lupus as Officer Norberg. But here's the twist. Police Squad was ahead of its time in more ways than one. It consisted of only 6 episodes. Yes, you heard that right, just 6. The creators intentionally designed the show to be short and sweet, believing that the rapid-fire humor and sight gags might not sustain itself over a full-length series. Each episode was a half-hour of pure comedic brilliance. The premise of Police Squad was simple yet absurd. Detective Frank Drebin, our clueless protagonist, worked in the fictional Police Squad, a division of the police department tasked with solving bizarre and often surreal crimes. The show parodied the conventions of traditional police procedurals with relentless puns, visual gags, and absurd humor. One of the hallmarks of Police Squad was its rapid-fire delivery of puns and sight gags. Whether it was Drebin's deadpan one-liners or the background antics happening during dialogue scenes, the show never let up on the humor. For instance, in one episode, Drebin asks a bartender for a black Russian, and the bartender hands him a Russian man dressed in black. Another running gag was the opening credits, where each episode featured a different celebrity guest star who would meet a hilariously tragic fate in the very next scene. The absurdity of this recurring bit set the tone for the entire show. But it wasn't just puns and sight gags that made Police Squad memorable. The show was a masterclass in visual humor. Slapstick, wordplay, and absurdism all found their place in the world of Frank Drebin. Whether it was a car chase involving a vehicle with one flat tire, or Drebin repeatedly getting slapped in the face with a fish during an undercover operation at a fish market, the comedic brilliance was non-stop. With only 6 episodes, we have time to recap all of them. Episode 1, A Substantial Gift, The Broken Promise. In the pilot episode, Detective Frank Drebin and his team investigate a series of suspicious deaths connected to a charity telethon. A mysterious donor has been sending lethal gifts, including exploding cigars and a poisonous beeper. Episode 2, Ring of Fear, A Dangerous Assignment. This episode sees Drebin and his colleagues delving into the world of professional boxing. They investigate a rigged boxing match and encounter a range of humorous situations, including Drebin disguising himself as a boxer. Episode 3, The Butler Did It, A Bird in the Hand. The third installment finds Drebin and the police squad dealing with a high-society murder mystery. A wealthy widow has been murdered, and Drebin goes undercover as her butler to uncover the truth behind her death. Episode 4, Revenge and Remorse, The Guilty Alibi. In this episode, Drebin and the team investigate a string of murders linked to an exotic dance club. Drebin goes undercover as a club performer to uncover the killer's identity. The episode is filled with humorous dance routines and gags. Episode 5, Rendezvous at Big Gulch, Terror in the Neighborhood. The 5th episode takes Drebin and his colleagues into the world of espionage and neighborhood watch programs. They uncover a plot involving secret agents and a housewife turned spy. The episode parodies spy tropes and suburban life. Episode 6, Testimony of Evil, Dead Men Don't Laugh. The final episode of Police Squad has Drebin and his team trying to solve the murder of a comedian. They navigate the world of stand-up comedy while investigating the case, leading to a humorous courtroom trial. This episode features a memorable closing scene where the cast members interact with the audience. These 6 episodes of Police Squad exemplify the show's unique brand of rapid-fire humor, wordplay, visual gags, and absurd situations. While the series may have been short-lived, each episode left an indelible mark on television comedy and set the stage for the Naked Gun film series that followed. It's important to note that Police Squad was a critical darling. Critics praised its irreverent humor and rapid-fire delivery. However, despite the critical acclaim, the show faced an unfortunate fate: cancellation after just 6 episodes. But why? Well, there are a few theories. First, the show's format may have been a bit too ahead of its time. In 1982, traditional police procedurals ruled the airwaves, and audiences might not have been ready for such a radical departure from the norm. The fast-paced comedy may have left some viewers bewildered. Second, the Nielsen ratings, which measure TV viewership, showed that Police Squad struggled to find a consistent audience. It faced stiff competition in its time slot, and the rapid-fire humor may not have resonated with everyone. Third, the show's cancellation might have been influenced by network executives not fully understanding the unique brand of humor Police Squad offered. Television networks are known for making swift decisions when it comes to ratings, and Police Squad might not have had the time to cultivate a dedicated following. But here's where the story takes an interesting twist. Despite its brief television run, Police Squad didn't fade into obscurity. In fact, it paved the way for something even bigger. Just a few years after the show's cancellation, the creators of Police Squad took their brand of humor to the big screen with the Naked Gun film series. Starring Leslie Nielsen as Frank Drebin once again, the films expanded on the show's comedic universe. The Naked Gun movies, including The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad and its sequels, became iconic. Until next time, keep the remote close and the snacks closer. I'm Journey Joe Mitchell, and I'll be watching TV in the basement.